Alright, here we are for the games. These are best of 3, and we can sideboard in between. Remember, we need to remember we have those 2 plummets for sideboarding against people with a lot of flyers. And I'm not sure what I would sideboard with. I'd have to think about it. What cards do we have are terrible against flyers, or just think of them? We'll find out. Alright, Raw 602. So we got 4 mana, which is nice, but then we don't have anything to play until turn 4 because Mirror Image is not a turn 3 play. I think we keep it anyway and hope for some earlier drops because mulliganing with 4 mana is dangerous. So we're going to keep. So he's mulliganed down to 6. It's important to pay attention to stuff like that because mulligan down to 6 and scry to the bottom. Because it tells you that you can play a little more conservatively. We're going to play our Swamp and end our turn. We did draw our 3-drop, which is nice. So we'll play our island. 2-drop would have been better, but next turn we'll draw our 2-drop and it'll be useful for a while, or useless for a while. Rogue's Gloves. Equip 2 whenever a creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Okay. We don't have any green for our Titanic Growth, which is what happens when you play 3-color decks. We'll play our Skymarch Blood. 2/2 flyer on the board. He's playing 3-color as well. Lucky him, he mulliganed, but still got all 3 colors. So he can equip this to that to draw a card, but we will play another creature to block. It doesn't actually give any stats, so I'm on the fence about liking that. Swing our 2/2 in the air. We will play our 2-headed zombie. Because it still counts as evasion right now, and it's more damage than the Snapping Drake. He's got a good mana base for mulliganing. Still no green for that Titanic Growth. I think I will happily swing with both and then just kill each Elvish Rejuvenator. That way, just fewer targets for the Rogue's Gloves. Yeah, that's fine. And then I can still follow it up with another remaining Snapping Drake. Got his Frilled Sea Serpent out. Big body, but lucky for me, I can just fly right over top of it. Unlucky for me, it's going to start drawing him cards when it hits. What can you do? Go into our attack step, and we just erasing him. We've got quite a clock on him now. He needs to get some flying removal pretty quick. He is in green, so he might be sideboarding in some plummets after this. If we draw a green mana next turn, we actually have lethal on the board, which is nice. He's really thinking hard about this. Is he trying to figure out how to untap those mountains? We may never know. He just go into the next phase? He has. He's wrestling with the UI is my guess. Oh, okay. Game 2. My guess was he was wrestling with the UI there. Couldn't figure out the controls he untaps and gave up. So I didn't see any flying threats. We are going to leave the opponents out for now. Been there, done that, friend. Been there, done that. Control Z untaps the mana. Yeah, my theory here is he tapped both his red, then realized he needed a red for something. Went into the combat step on accident while trying to untap it. Then all the mana went to waste. And he was like, well shit, now I've wasted 2 of my mana this turn. What do I do? Kind of frustrated, realized his chances of winning were slim anyway. Move on to game 2. Oh, he's ready. Okay. Just really thinking about that sideboard. I can see like a shadow of something here. Like an eagle or something over top of the battlefield. I wonder what that is. Is it my shadow? Oh, and he's got a cute little aquarium on his side, like a little pond. This is like my favorite battlefield. I think it's got these little mushroom guys walking around. I think they're really cute. I think it might be a copy-paste of the Scarab background, and that's just the Scarab pathway, and... Huh. Maybe. Maybe not. Oh, nope. Looks like the mushroom's walking off screen there. I think he may be gone. The game is having some difficulty starting here. We're back. He conceded. Yeah, I think in his fury, he just closed his client. So that's our first win. Really lame example. That was not a best of 3. That was a best of 1. But we'll go on to game 2. I'll take a win, especially in a format that's so expensive as best of 3. All right, game 2. Up against God's Hands. Very specific. Alright, so we get our opening hand, have 2 forests. We are definitely going to mulligan this. We don't have any green cards in our opening hand, so we are throwing that away. He's thinking about his. I like that it's a one at a time mulligan. You know, I'm decide, then he decides, then I decide, then he decides. I wish it would give me a bigger indication of whether or not he has mulliganed when I'm looking at my new cards. Because if I recall correctly, it's difficult to see that. Okay, so he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He mulliganed. So yeah, I have to like look at his, oh, excuse me, hazy cards in the background there. I'm gonna keep this. I've got 2 of my colors, and I have an Omen Speaker that I can use to scry for more land. So we're gonna keep that. I think he's deciding whether or not to keep his 6. Really taking his time on it. God's Hands is a thinker. The guy created the earth in 7 days. This guy read his hand of cards in 7 years. Mulligan's down to 5. I'm going to put 2-headed zombie on the bottom of my deck because we're looking for more mana. I didn't see where he scried to. He's scrying to the bottom as well. Bad luck for him, I think. White. Our Omen Speaker, look for Swarm. Scry to. We want the swamp. We don't want the zombie. That'll let us play our Death Baron, which is kind of neat. I mean, right now it's just a 3-mana 2/2, but in the future, that's cool. It's the sort of card you want to play while you have ready zombies and skeletons already on the field, I think. so that they can swing in for a surprise 1/1 in Death Touch. Second white, which is nice, and there's the bookcase. The dreaded bookcase that gives things unblockable. Play our Death Baron. Might even dwindle the bookcase. Depends on what he has here. If we dwindle the bookcase, he can't block with it, and we can start swinging in for 3. Because if he blocks with it, it just kills it. But if we dwindle the bookcase, later on that dwindle is useless, because the bookcase is theoretically never going to be blocking anyway, because it's always going to be tapping to give something unblockable. All depends on what he does here. If he plays a mana here, I'm not going to dwindle the bookcase. If he plays a creature, I'm not going to dwindle the bookcase. Plays a mana, not dwindling the bookcase this time around. Let's see if he gets the card draw off of this. I've played that card a few times now, and sometimes you just whiff. Top 4 cards is not a lot. He gets it. He reveals an Omen Speaker, but he doesn't have any blue in his hand, so I wonder what that means. Here I could dwindle the Militia Bugler, but instead I'm going to tap 3 and play the Wind Mage, because that'll let me start swinging over his head, and it's good to keep playing on curve. I don't have any mana, so we're just going to go wide here. So I think that means one of his cards must be an island. So even though he mulliganed down to 5, it looks like he's got a fairly good hand. Omen Speaker may have just been the only option for a card to take. Or just the best option. He's thinking if I do get an island, I'll be able to play Omen Speaker, and that's pretty neat. So that lets him just start drawing into his cards. We drew our Forest, so instead of dwindling, I'm going to attack with everything and play Titanic Growth. And that'll let me save the dwindle for a much bigger threat. It'll also pump up the Aven Wind Mage for 1 damage. I'm suspecting that, yeah. We're gonna use the Titanic Growth to kill the Bugler. Get the +1/+1 on the Wind Mage, get in there for 3 damage and kill this Bugler. Good stuff. Suspicious Bookcase still has no targets. I almost call it Suspicious Butte-case. It is so hard to continue talking non-stop. I'm playing Sarkhan Vault, Sharkhands, as the Og's cast like colors. Nothing. This guy's in a bind. He's going to draw a card, I think, and hope for a blue. Okay. Did not get it. Did not get it. I think I'm going to mirror image the Death Baron here, because they will buff themselves, right? Yes. Taking each of them 3/3 Death Touch. And now all my other zombies and skeletons get +2/+2 in Death Touch. Seems pretty good. Oh, he's not accounting for the Death Touch. Almost made a big mistake there. White. I don't think that's what he's looking for. That's the Game 2. No real clue what his deck is about. We know it's white-blue. We know it has a Herald of Faith, but we don't really know about other flyers, so I think we're good for now with just keeping our hand, or our deck. No real idea what his strengths are, since he was screwed. He had to mulligan down to 5. So So we're going into game 2, semi-blind. Alright, game 2. I believe he will be going first since I won. There we go. Just like that, we're 2-0. I mean, I'll take the wins, but they're not the best feeling wins. 100 gold, and a fountain of youth. Alright, game 3. The auto land tool automatically adds the same number of lands every time. That's interesting. I noticed it was putting me over the deck minimum, which is never good. Against Tunzen. Opponent's going first. He's thinking about his hand. Looks like he has decided to mulligan. I may be doing the same thing. I've got black and green, but 2 blue cards. Well, I've got a good 4-drop. There's a good chance I'll draw into my blue because blue and black are my primary colors. I'm gonna keep this. Especially since he mulliganed. The fact that he mulliganed tells me that I have a better chance of... Ooh, mulligan's down to 5. And he keeps it on the top, which is good for him. And there's our blue. Very nice. Love that. Okay. And he said hello. How nice of you, Tunzen. Case. We're going to be playing our Omen Speaker. What are we thinking about here? I don't really want another Omen Speaker. What am I playing next turn? A 3-drop, right? So I'll take another Omen Speaker, I guess, because that's what I'll be playing next turn. And the 2-headed zombie, that's fine, yeah. But next turn, you know, for 3 mana, we'll play another Omen Speaker, since we won't have the mana to play one of our 4-drops. Really curate our drops here. Alright, and here, next turn I think I'm going to play the 2/4 Poison Death Touch Reach. I mean, these are good cards. I don't need the Snapping Drake. I've got plenty of evading cards I can draw. Might even draw into a 5-drop instead. I think it's fine just to throw it away. Sure. Nobody's slapping me for 4. Disperse isn't super effective here because he can always bring Talons of the Wildwood back. We'll be swinging in with our 2/1/3s, so block one of them, take 1 damage. We're going to play our 2-headed zombie. These are effective kills that, and we don't really want to lose the Poison Tip Archer to 3-drop. Enchantment, that'll keep coming back. He may use some of his mana just to give it unblockable. Oh, he's in blue as well. Okay. Green-blue tells me flyers, yep. Green-blue tells me I need to be putting some plummets in here. How shall we do this? We'll attack first with the zombie. Play the Poison Tip Archer, which blocks this and kills it even if he gives it flying. Sure. He's going to give it unblockable instead. So now it's a flyer. Is he going to tap them in to give it unblockable? Yes. We got a 5/5 unblockable now. Oof. Oh, that was almost a mistake on his part. And that's frightening. Because there's not a whole lot I can do about it. Death Baron to buff the zombie. And what do I need to do here? I guess I'm going to be dispersing that after he declares attacks next turn. So I'm swinging him with everything here. Can block one thing, but it doesn't kill anything. So it's a race. And I'm hoping he gives it flying unblockable maybe or something. We'll see. Maybe I should have kept the Poison Tip Archer back to tempt him into giving it unblockable to tap the Suspicious Bookcase. But let's see if he just dumps a bunch of mana into it this turn. Or there's 2 mana he's dumping into it. Swinging in with both, yeah. Slowed him down a little bit. Don't have the second blue for the third serpent, unfortunately. Ouch. This isn't looking so... Ooh, mirror image. What would I like? Another Poison Tip Archer? Another Death Baron? Another Death Baron looks really nice. Another two-headed zombie. It's tough. Another Death Baron, I think, is the choice here. There we go. Swing with everything. Can I be screwed here? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see. Can't block that. Blocks there and there. Takes 3, 4, 5. Let's try this. Let's see what he does. Still got a mirror image back to block. Oh yeah, I like this a lot. I mean, he should kill the Death Baron, right? As it stands right now, he's dead. He's dead, yeah. Because of the Poison Tip Archer. Yeah, he's dead. Alright, game 2. Those were some poor blocks, I think. But we saw some plummet fodder. So what do we want? Recollect has not been doing anything for us. It's so good though. But we are just splashing green. Right, we're gonna take a Recollect out. Grab ourselves a plummet. Anything else we want to take out? We didn't see a whole lot of flyers. I'm glad I took that mirror image. It's doing work. And the Blood Baron has been doing work. Death Baron, rather. Yeah, we're going to take one plummet for now, see what happens. He's ready to. Alright, let's do this. Into. We're actually going to get to play a 2 out of 3 here. He's going first, since I won. Looks like he chose to keep. We don't have any mana, so we're going to mulligan. We have to mulligan this as well. I guess this is it. To the bottom. Non-mana. Oops, he says. Yeah, I know. That's okay, I'll do my best. second mana and hope for a third mana next turn. Hopefully a black. There's a centaur. Ah, we are blessed by the lords of magic. Nuffle, the god of luck. We'll play our 2/2 flyer. We'll swing in with that 3/3. Got our 4th mana too for the 2-headed zombie. Nice. Or do we want the Snapping Drake to block the Thopter? Ah, Snapping Drake. The zombies just get so much better later on with Death Baron. This way, if he's playing really conservatively, and he can't just swing in with the Thopter. He really wants to save the Centaur. Okay. Fine. We're not going to block now because that could potentially save us a lot more health in the future. Okay, control turns on your full control. Z undoes your land. You don't need to control Z. I like how it kind of slowly goes through your phases if you have leftover mana, like you're thinking about it. I'm sure a professional player who could just time it and be like, oh, that was a timed time. Oh, but then a counter play by another professional player would be to time your attacks. What is this? +3/+3 until end of turn. All creatures able to block at this turn do so. Damn. Sure about that, but okay. We're gonna keep it back. We're getting kind of low. We've got cards to slow the game down with. That way that can hold back and just block the Thopter or the Aviation Pioneer. Another Dwindle. I really think that's a good card. Okay. Thopter. Centaur. Death Touch. +1/+1 and Death Touch. Doesn't help. Okay. Titanic Growth with a Thopter. And there's the Death Baron. We're doing okay for only having, you know... We're doing okay for only having 5 cards in our opening hand and just kind of hoping for mana as we play. Got a Disperse here that will be putting that Centaur Courser back in its hand, probably. It's interesting he played his creatures before declaring attacks. That's usually a no-no. Maybe he was testing for an instant. I'm not too scared of the Thopter. We have a lot of flying creatures in our deck. It's just a 1/1. Ooh, 1 mana off from that. That would really slow down the game. I guess we're dwindling here. We are really fighting from behind. It's going to swing with everything? Oh, I don't want to block the Greenwood Sentinel, but I have to. I just need to slow this down. Oh no, it's over. 1 dead draw was all it took, I think. Okay. Don't want to show him too much because we are going on to game 3 against Tunzen. That was just us playing from behind the whole game, trying to stabilize. And when you're in that position like that, one dead draw like a Titanic growth with an empty board and no green mana anyway. Oof. Alright, so this is all to play for. The winner of this match actually wins the round. Or the winner of this round actually wins the match. We'll see what he's got. Hopefully we get an opening hand. If possible, I'm not putting enough mana in my decks. Swamp Island, got a 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop, 6-drop. It's a tough one. We're going first, so we don't get to see what he did. We got our 2 primary colors. I think we keep it. That's a dangerous keep. And the fact that we took so long trying to decide is a good tell. He kept his as well. That is not what I wanted to say. Hoping for nice moments in here. Got a plummet. Can't play it because I don't have a green. Draw some more lands, please. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. It's very possible my decks just don't have enough lands in them. Ouch. Okay. +1/+0 and can't be blocked. We just put that on there so we can trade with the Greenwood Sentinel. So end up dispersing something here. Slow it down a little bit. Give him some good tempo, even though he's, oh my gosh, so far ahead now. Okay, we're gonna focus on the zombie and agree to and kill the courser with it eventually. Ouch. Note to self, do not keep hand to land. Mistake. I'm just fearful of mulligans. Let's keep the plummet out for that snapping roll. And this is just like last game where we're just playing from behind the whole time. These are playing from behind with my own device. Dwindle the Hydra. That's a nice little answer to that. Now if we could draw some more things to do, I'll be happy. It's something else to slow the game down, but we're just slowly bleeding to death here. It's desperate for any mana, that's for sure. Almost Titanic growth instead. That's disastrous. Man, I wish I miss when Disperse cost 1 mana. It was called Unsummon. Alright, I think that's it. I think that's it. Game Tenzin. Oh no, and it's a dwindle too. Yep, that's it. GG. $150 gold, nice. Just like that, we are 2-1. We really want to get to 3 wins because that's where you make all your gems back. So if we get 1 more win, we can do it again. I say 1 more win, but really we kind of cheated by getting our first 2 wins with 2 rage quitters. Opponent's going first. Looks like they kept their hand. There's no way I can keep this. I can keep this. I got the Omen Speaker. Turn 2, scry for more land. I hate throwing that Omen of Catastrophes back to the bottom. It's sad, but it's gotta be done. It's also in blue-black. We don't want any of these. We need the mans. At least you can't swing with that thing. Oh, we need the mans. We need the mans. He's stuck at 3 mans. Oof, that was a mans. Sky Ladder to the rescue. We're in similar situations. Green mans. Suddenly, this situation is looking quite nice. Discard 2 cards. Either Tunnel and Child of Night. I really like this 2-edit card. screwed, but you know what? In situations like that, I am 100% okay with it because I was screwed as well. Sideboarding from Kunheim. So we don't really get to see a whole lot of each other's decks. He's going first. Mulligans. I've got a black and a blue, or a blue and a green rather. Nothing really to do with it. He's down to 6. He throws it away. I'll keep this. Mostly because he mulliganed, and I've got lands and something to play on turn 2. I want that. I bet I draw a land by turn 3. I bet I draw a different land by turn 3. Or a better, I guess that's not a land at all. I just consider that to be kind of like land looksies. Looks like he's in a similar boat where he just has one mana, or one color. He's got 4 of it. Hey, a third man. Or the blood letter. See, like a essence scatter. Oh, nice. That's pretty good for him. There's his black. There's only 2 in the center. Man. That stinks. I don't want his 2/2 to get first dibs. Into those, I can kill both. My game's going really slow. Yeah, I'll kill both those. I need to slow the game down so I can draw some more. Ouch. Cost to give it unblockable 7, so he can give it unblockable if he has one more land in his hand. He does not. That's a turn too late. Fuck me. Okay. I'm gonna attack with everything. I don't think he'll block. Sacrifice the token, of course. Like the no essence scatter, which is good for me. So it's a 6/6 flying trample, which effectively blocks both of those things. Child of Night. Okay. Ooh, a mirror image. 2 mana. Disperse. I think I mirror image first. Yeah, I mirror image first in case that's dispersed. That way I lose too much tempo. And because mirror image enters the battlefield, and then because it becomes a copy of something, I don't have to sacrifice a creature for it. There, just grass. Okay, I still have one. And he kills the tapped one for some reason, so he still can't attack, which seems strange. Seems like the wrong move. If I swing here and he doesn't block. Okay, I'm gonna swing. And I don't think he'll block this time, because he hasn't before. And next turn I can play either tunnel just to kill. That way either tunnel's kind of like, surprise, lethal. Here I can play Death Baron and Omen Speaker. I'll play the Omen Speaker first. Yeah, I want another land for my Psychic Symbiont. And then I'll play Death Baron. And if he doesn't have an answer for either tunnel, I just... Oh, but he's swinging in with everything. Just win anyway, because he can only block... He blocks 2 creatures, I have 7. No. Oh, I do, because I've got Disperse. Disperse one of them. Oh, but I only have 1 blue. Okay. Think about this. Disperse that. Comes back to my hand since I'm the owner of it. That's funny, I didn't even think about that. Attack with everything. And that's 9 damage. He blocks a 2-attack creature. Good game. Nice. So we've made our money back on this draft at least. With the help of some range creatures. Torment of Scarabs. 4 mana enchant player. At the beginning of enchanted player's upkeep, the player loses 3 life unless they sacrifice a non-land permanent or discard a card. That's neat. Game 4, for the win. Alright, we've got Varix here. I like his Karn, I like his Karn. Will be going first. Seems like it happens that way frequently. Though I'm sure if you look at the whole statistics, it's a 50%. I'm just biased to remember the bad outcomes. Usually if you have to think really hard about it, it's a mulligan. And it is. Black and green, and it's 3 mana for a 2/3 drop. I like it. He's down to 6. And he keeps, but he scries to the bottom. Red, white, so we're expecting a lot of little creatures. So hopefully our flyers will come in handy. Sure. Got some good mana for 5-card mulligan there. Swamp. We were supposed to draw some more mana at this point, but what can you do? I keep the Doom Descent at the back of the blocker, because that's what he does best. Start swinging. fine. 1-10 life game. Yeah, there's a blue net. And that means we'll get to play a Snapping Drake this turn and just start really hammering him in the air. Hopefully his life gain is not super. No attacks at all. That means, I'm guessing that means he has Mighty Leap. In that case, we have a Titanic Growth. So I'm not super scared. Yeah, he's got an instant of some kind. Does not use it though, so maybe not. Okay, that's weird. Something. He didn't want to swing. Oh. Another non-token dragon enters the battlefield under your control. Create a 5/5 red dragon. And give all dragons fire breathing. Definitely going to kill that with that Titanic Growth when he blocks. Yep. For surezies. Alright, game 2. We saw a ginormous dragon. He's in red-white, which means he probably has Angel of the Dawn, the 5-mana 3/3 flyer that buffs everything. And he might even have Spark Tongue Dragon if he's playing that dragon, the 5-mana 3/3 that sometimes burns for 3 extra mana. Throwing the Recollect away. Finding my plummet. If it's real bad, we'll throw something else away for the second one. I haven't played Recollect yet, so I'm not too worried about that. He's going first since I won. Mulligans. We have a fine hand. We've got a 3-drop. The pump for the spell. We'll keep it because he mulliganed. We've got a playable 3-drop and a trick. Scries to the bottom. And we really want to draw an island. We see here, he's really deliberating on this mana. Alright, he got it. For a second there, I was really hoping. Okay, we really want to draw a swamp or an island. I guess preferably a swamp. Okay, we still have one more turn. That's not it. We're going to swing and not be too scared of a combat trick because we have a Titanic Growth, and if he doesn't have a combat trick, we'll just follow up with our 2-drop. Looks like we're both kind of screwed on land right now. He might have the 2-mana destroy target tapped creature. But I mean, if he does, he does. I can't just sit back. Not while I'm winning the race. feel for you, buddy. Concedes. I'm sorry about that, friend. We don't get to see what card we won. It happens every now and then. Be to remember. So 5 wins, we get 1,800 gems. Or 4 wins. A little more. What do we get? 5 wins, 2,100 gems. So we can never double our winnings, which is unfortunate. Oh, we have a quick draft, but I'll have to double check. One more win. And one more loss. That's all to play for here. Either way, this will be the end of our draft. Tiger Noodle. I'm gonna love this. This will be great. Sarkin, a guy with a witty name. The sort of match you're just gonna love. He's going first. I mean, I'm not gonna say it again, but it seems like a theme. I guess I did say it again. No. He's really thinking about this. He mulliganed. I've got a blue and a black. And I can play an Omen Speaker and a Child of Night. I'm going to keep this. Because of the Omen Speaker. He keeps, but he scries to the bottom. Draw another mana, like that. I was going to say, if we draw another mana, I'm not going to Omen Speaker this turn and play the Child of Night with damage on the board. Which is not a zombie or a skeleton, so Death Baron doesn't pump it. Oh, nice. Takes an Exclusion Mage. I was thinking about either tunneling. No, I'm glad that I did not. I'll play the Omen Speaker now. Or let him Exclusion Mage that. We don't have green. We don't have another 4th mana, so these are both going to the bottom. Maybe he swings at the bugler and he block. It's not. So this is getting tricky. Because we know he's just gonna remove anything we put either tunnel on. He's gonna start tapping our creatures when he attacks. It's going to start overwhelming us here pretty quick. There it is. Probably the Doom Dissenter, I'm guessing. Child of Night? Doom Dissenter. I guess it didn't really matter, because he's going to tap the other one. Oh, he taps the good blocker, so that way I can't block. Okay. Second blocks the malicious like that, and they just bounce off each other. I don't think much has changed here. Now that Exclusion we can either tunnel, but Starcrown Stag will just tap whatever we either tunnel. So that it can't block effectively. I was thinking either tunnel the Child of Night for the 3/1 lifelink to kill something, but yeah, he'll just tap it. Cards, but it's going poorly. Very poorly.
him to center down and pop a 2/2 zombie with Death Touch. He's just going to tap it though. Man, I'm going to play the game from his perspective. He's having fun. Whoa, that was a weird choice. I think he's got me here. Game 2. I don't want to show 2. He's on 1 flyer, so I don't know what the limits in. Let's see. Hopefully I will be able to interact more this game. I'm going to go first, and I've got double Omen speakers I can play, so look for mana. I like it. He's still thinking about his. He keeps. Okay, this should be a nice clean game. Forest, throw an island. Maybe I should have sideboarded in some artifact removal. He had some artifacts. Got the field paper. Also had something else last game. We don't have any swamps. Need to find swamps. We have an aerial engineer that was getting puffed by something last time. There's a swamp. Keep those back to block those. Yeah. Artifact he had on the battlefield. Oh, the Marauder's Axe. Okay. Slowing the game down, I get it. We'll just either tunnel an Omen Speaker and start swinging for 2 every turn. I guess. Clock. They can do something about that. too much mana. We could use another swamp for the inevitable double black cards. I think I'm gonna let him hit me with a Snapping Drake and then disperse it at the end of his turn after he's played his mana, or after he's used his mana. Or not. Oh, I guess he's already, yeah, he's used his mana. So perfect. I can play that. Oh, that's mean and I like it. Card. First game I'll get to play it. He has to discard a card and I get to draw a card. He discards the Marauder's Axe. It's a good card to draw. Still gonna attack and Titanic Growth to kill it. It's a good use of Titanic Growth, I think. Wish I could Death Baron too, but I need that double black. Snap. Which will probably trade into the 3/3. I think I'm okay with that. I think I start swinging up with 1/3 too. Yep. Except for that. Because if he double blocks the 1/3, then I can play the 2-headed menace, and then he can't double block that. Instead of the Frilled Sea Serpent. If I draw one more mana, Frilled Sea Serpent becomes an unblockable 4-attack creature. Sure. You gonna try and suit it up with the gloves, or if it does, I'll just block with the Wind Mage, which is now useless. Or just take 4. I'll take 4. I don't care. If he doesn't block here, I just win, right? If he doesn't block her, I just Titanic Growth and win. Oh, he must have like a disperse or something. Yeah, he's got to disperse. Okay. Tiger Noodle, 1/3. This will be fun. The ultimate last boss. I think I'm just ready for this. yeah, this will be the last game of the draft. Either way, I'm pretty happy with how we did. Made our money back. Sarkhan's little spear thing broken. Some sideboarding. He's going first, which is a good advantage. At least I get to see what he does. He keeps. Got a black blue. We learned our lesson about 2 mana hands. We learned our lesson about 1 mana hands. We don't want a no mana hand. Oh my god, we're fucked. Yeah, we're fucked. Good game, preemptively. Got the preemptive good game here. Good game, what? Okay. Swamps? He has no idea. 3 swamps? You're doing pretty good. You got on curve 3 mana. Maybe I don't have this there in my decks. I think ours is hard. Falls apart. Yay! Nope. Surprise. Still won't play anything. Going down to 4 cards turns out to be bad. Good game, Tiger Noodle. You don't have to say that, I know. So we lose to the last place. But that's okay. We're not greedy. We made our money. Got some packs. Got a lot of cards. Speaking of, Lingering Phantom, 6 mana 5/4. Whenever you cast a historic spell, you may pay black. If you do, return Lingering Phantom from your graveyard to your hand. Got 5 packs of cards, plus all the cards we drafted. 1,800 gems for another draft. Let's open them packs. Mystic Archaeologist, 2 mana 2/1, tap 5 to draw 2 cards. Vivian's Invocation. Go to the top 7 cards of your library. You may put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. When a creature is put on the battlefield this way, it deals damage to the power target creature and opponent controls. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. That's a good commander card. As soon as they introduce Commander in this, I'll play it for certain. Nova. One with the machine. I like it a lot. Again, Commander. I think everything is like Commander. When it enters the battlefield, you draw 4 cards and you lose 4 life. So 5 mana, draw 4, lose 4 is nice. Beginning of your upkeep, if you control 4 more demons with different names, you win the game. Oh, that's silly. Commander card. Okay, well thanks for watching, guys. We'll do another one here shortly.